It is now 5 Friday feedback. Viewer mailbag time.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. We got a good letter going on for today. Should I sell my house to pay off my $60,000 debt?
Ooh, 60,000.
Howdy, Fi guys. I wanted to reach out and share a significant dilemma I find myself in. I'm seeking your advice and your guidance on a complex financial decision.
As always.
The story revolves around my home, a stroke of luck, and a pile of debt has been weighing heavily on my shoulders.
Okay.
In 2021, I made what seemed like a brilliant purchase for a home that was $140,000 with a remarkably low 3% interest rate.
Where the hell do you buy a home for $140,000?
Dude, I don't know. Pack up. We must geo-arbitrage.
Man, that's the issue about living on the West Coast.
Yeah, we're struggling out here. To add to the fortune, I invested $20,000 into the property, and today it is appraised for an impressive $280,000.
Wow.
And that appears to be a success story. I mean, I would say so.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
However,
The plot thickens.
the plot thickens. The plot takes a turn as I reveal that I'm currently saddled with a substantial amount of debt, $60,000 in total, and my financial situation is far from comfortable. Despite a dedicated budgeting effort, I find myself living paycheck to paycheck, and my calculations suggest that it would take a painstaking 4 years to pay off the entirety of my debt under a strict payoff plan.
Oh, boy.
Now, here's the dilemma. We're not in the dilemma?
The dilemma is just now starting?
We're just now starting. Contemplating a radical solution, I'm considering selling my house. Okay. The plan is to use the proceeds to wipe out my debt entirely, then temporarily live with a friend while I hunt for a new home or condo. The potential to make a substantial down payment on a new property and the prospect of liberating myself from the shackles of the debt is undeniably appealing. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah, debt sucks.
Debt sucks. Yet I grapple with the anxiety of letting go of my current home, especially given the viable 3%, or enviable, it's also viable.
It's viable.
It's viable, yeah.
Viable and enviable.
Yeah. 3% is a chef's kiss.
Especially nowadays.
Yes, sir. 3% interest rate and a remarkable appreciation that it's seen since my purchase in 2021. The fear of not replicating such debt in the future looms very large. Very large. Got to fix the habits. This is where I seek your invaluable advice.
Invaluable.
Should I stick to my current abode, continue navigating my financial challenges, and potentially miss out on the opportunity to eliminate my debt and secure a new home? Or is renting a viable interim solution to ease the transition while maintaining the prospect of a fresh start? The burden of indecision and financial stress has become overwhelming, and I genuinely appreciate any insights or advice you can offer. Your perspective is much needed to me as I navigate this pivotal crossroad in my journey. Thank you for taking the time to consider my situation. I eagerly await your wise counsel. I love that. I love that.
We're like Yoda.
Yeah. We're not Yoda. I wish. From sincerely, our viewers are. Yeah. That's a terrible Yoda impression. But that's the fight in my home's delight, seeking a solution, pure and bright. Because I'm in the home's glow, debts in tow, exploring a fresh financial flow.
Boom.
Alrighty. Lots to unpack here.
Okay, so first off, this is where like they become nicer to like actually talk with these people.
Yes.
Because
we don't have all the information.
we don't. He has $60,000 in debt. I would like to know the interest rate on the type of debt and what kind of debts we're talking about.
Yes.
Because if he's talking like, oh well, I have these student loans that are $60,000 and I'm paying like 4% or something like that. Yeah, this is not even a question.
Yeah. Or if it's like, I just bought a $60,000 car.
Yep.
It's weighing on my shoulders.
Yeah, it's weighing on my shoulder. But like my interest rate's 3%.
Yeah.
It's like this isn't even a question. But it could be I have $60,000 in credit card debt, and it's at 30%.
Yeah.
That's a very different situation.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and like walk through what I'm going to think through, and we'll kind of figure it out. So first off, he says that he has come up with a strict debt payment strategy. Have you actually consulted with anyone on this, or is this just your thing that you made up for yourself? Because remember what it all comes down to. Income minus expenses is what you can use as your driver to FI. In this aspect, though, it's not going to be your driver to FI. It's going to be your driver to paying down the debt, which is going to be able to get you to pay money to FI.
Yeah.
So there's two things we can do here. Can we lower our expenses, which we're going to talk about in a second, or can we increase our income? So I don't know what you do for work. Can we take on side hustles? Can we work some more, bring in some extra money at a season of life in order to be able to pay down this debt any sooner?
Ask for a raise.
Ask for a raise.
Move up in the company.
I mean, how many podcasts have we done on that, on ways to increase your income?
Yeah, quite a few.
Quite a few. So there's so many different ways we can do that. But I just hate when people just focus on like, we are stagnant. What my income coming in, it is fixed and I cannot change that. And what is going out is fixed and I can't change that. We can pull on both levers in order to make things better, to have more money left over to throw out this debt so we can take this out in faster than 4 years. Yeah. So again, I don't know what the kind of debt is. So let's just assume it has like, I don't know, a 10 to 15% interest rate. Let's just kind of put it in the middle.
Broad.
Very broad. So next thing I would say is let's consider debt consolidation, because I don't know what kind of credit cards you have. I don't know what it is, but can we consolidate all to like a personal loan? Can we, and then pay off all the credit cards and have it all be in one place? If it is a bunch of credit cards, could we consolidate to a 0 APR credit card and have a plan to pay this down aggressively in 1 year in order to get that done? There are a lot of different things here that we can look at, but without knowing your situation entirely, I don't know. But when you're asking, the big question you're really asking is, should I sell my house in order to pay off my debt? For that, I'm going to say no. I'm just going to be pretty blunt there. I don't think that's a good reason. And I'll tell you why. Number one is interest rates have risen substantially from when you purchased the house, or now they're up to 7-8%. There's a good chance you're going to get priced out of being able to purchase another home. The other reason is that there are other options we can look at with you retaining the home. So just look at market trends around your neighborhood. You said that you're willing to sell your house, pay off the debt, and then move in with a friend. Can you keep the house, rent the house, and move in with your friend?
Yeah. Rent. So you're saying rent the house?
Can we rent the house out in order to produce additional income? Can we house hack the house? Can we live in the house and rent out a room or 2 rooms or whatever it is? You're looking at this house as a liability to you, but you can make it into an asset where you're going to start bringing in money off that to help throw out the debt. Because right now you're living in this house, and I think you're thinking like, this debt is so scary to me. I want this gone no matter what. But what we're going to be replacing is now $60,000. The money that you're currently paying towards your interest would be going towards maybe paying for a higher mortgage.
I like that idea a lot. I mean, you know me, I love renting.
Yeah.
I love the investing part of it. So that you're just preaching to the choir.
Speaking your language.
Yeah, you're just feeding me candy right now. Yeah. No, I love that idea.
I would definitely do that. I mean, you could even, so say you want to do this, you rent out the house entirely, rent out the entirety of the house, because you could probably make more renting out the entirety than just a room.
Or you find roommates. Yep. You said he has friends. That's a commodity. Say, hey, I have 3 extra rooms, 2 extra rooms. Why don't you guys come live here? Like $600 a month or $500 a month. There's
the house hacking aspect. Or if you want to, because you said you're willing to move in with your friend for a little bit, move out of the house entirely, let a family come in, charge them more than you would just your few friends, and just start collecting that money in order to pay the mortgage off and be able to pay at your debt. Live with your friend for free for a little while. And then once you pay off the debt, you can either move back into the house, or you might decide, hey, I like this rental thing, and you can go rent a house or purchase another house or do whatever you want there. There's a bunch of different ways that you're looking at this, but I think you're only seeing it in black and white. It's either I get rid of this debt by paying off my house, or by selling my house, or I keep my house and keep this debt forever.
Yeah.
And there's so many other ways. And this is kind of the common theme with most viewer mailbags. People, they think everything is black and white. And I'm here to say there are shades of gray. Yeah. So
we don't have to deal in absolutes either.
No, we are not Sith.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I mean, 100%. I mean, I think it's important to take a step back and take a deep breath. And this is why you're here, this is why I'm here, to see the full picture. When someone's kind of in stress, they're like, they can only see, they're like a racehorse. They can only see small pieces of the picture. But if you zoom out, you can see more of it. You can see, like, oh, you know what? Like 4 years, I know he talked about his debt plan. I don't know if that's with an advisor or whatnot, but 4 years goes by quick, or you can make moves like we're talking about.
Yep. And then try to make that go down to 3 years, 2 years. I mean, there's so many different ways we can look at it. Next point too, is you said you might want to consult a financial advisor at this point.
Yes.
Maybe like a debt consolidator, something like that, a fiduciary advisor, if that's something that you want to go with to figure things out, to figure out what's going to be best for you. But we need to figure that out. Another thing I would do is start trying to project your future earnings and see okay, right now you're basically saying it's going to take 4 years. And I'm assuming that you're saying 4 years without any increases in pay.
Yeah.
Can
Or
we,
decreases.
or decreases. Can we do things to start increasing our pay? Can we start bringing on more work? Can we find another job? Can we do things like that? Another thing I want you to do is we need to start assessing your emotional attachment towards like, how do we get in this situation? How do we get in $60,000 of debt? Because my biggest fear is that you decide like, I want this debt gone. I'm going to sell the house. It's totally worth it to me. You sell the house, you pay off the $60,000 of debt. Now that monkey's off your back. You're like, I'm good. I'm living with my buddy. I'm going to put myself into $60,000 of debt again.
Yeah.
Because that's unfortunately the common theme that I've seen with so many clients working for a number of years. Is the moment that pressure is off, because they didn't really like work to earn it. They didn't put in the grind. They just went ahead and like either someone gave them a loan, like mom or dad gave them a loan, or they just sold a house or they did something like that.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, because I'm a genius because I bought this house at the right time.
Yeah.
And you're leaving out all of the luck that played into that.
Yeah.
You don't value paying off that debt as much. So you put yourself right back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probable for most people. And that's what's scary. Yeah, that's definitely scary, because if you haven't fixed the habits, then the habit's going to repeat itself.
Yeah. And what do we always say? Like, if you want to be a millionaire, be the person who is worthy of being a millionaire.
Yes.
That's the best way to be a millionaire.
100%.
Right? To grow that wealth, to grow that wealth. So we just need to start creating like a long-term financial plan and like actually seeing everything. But from what I can see, selling the house is I would not do, because I'm going to assume you're going to be in the same situation, if not worse. Given that you do that when you have an asset that you can utilize right now in order to throw more money at this debt.
Yeah. I mean, unless the money you owe is like to the mob and they say like, we need the money by Tuesday. Well, then, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, another thing he probably hasn't even thought about, if this is credit card debt, like say it's the worst kind of debt, you have $140,000 or $200 in equity in the house. Can we just do like a home equity line of credit where you can have the house as collateral and pay off the debt? And now you better start paying that off, because now you have collateralized loan where you're going to lose the house.
Yeah.
So there's so many strategies here that selling the house gets rid of.
My favorite strategy, honestly, we'll say the house is like 3-bedroom, right? And he's got a mortgage. Getting rid of whatever's in, you have an office, move it into your bedroom. You have a gym or whatever in your other room, get rid of it. Putting 2 people in there for $500 each, that's $1,000 extra you can put towards the debt. I think that's my favorite. You get to keep the house, you get new roommates, and you get to slice at this debt. Maybe now it's not 4 years, maybe it's 3 years.
Yep.
Because that's an extra $12,000 you can put every year.
Yeah, there's so many different ways he can play this. I mean, he could even make it even better by renting out the entire house for 15, go live with his friend for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then kick that one person out, move back into his house. Like there's so many different strategies that because the biggest thing is he said that he is willing to sell the house and move in with his friend. So that means that he's willing to make sacrifices. So that's what's making me think is he just hasn't thought through these other scenarios.
Yeah.
He's really thinking, I have to sell the house and there's no other way.
Yeah.
And I'm here to say there are so many different ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways.
So you can always reach out to Chris@MonsOnWealth.com, reach out to a local advisor in your area, or just keep on listening to the Fi Guys. We're going to keep on trying to work on your money mindset so you can see these things, have a level of detachment from your own situation, and basically ask yourself, if I was a friend coming to me with this dilemma, what would I tell them? That's going to be probably enough just to get you out of the situation enough to think clearly on it. Because right now, I don't think you're thinking very clearly, because you're in the situation, you're staring down the barrel of the gun. Of course, you're only focused on the bullet.
That's true. Yeah. Got to think clearly. Like Chris said, got to think clearly. Was there any other tips you have for him?
No, I mean, honestly, like big hugs from Arizona. Great job on making that purchase of the house. It sounds like that's probably going to be your lifeline. And I just don't want to see you get rid of that lifeline.
Yeah. You get so emotionally attached to a home. I think that's what kind of saddens me. It's like when my parents pass away, they have built such a beautiful garden in the backyard. It's like, I don't want anybody to touch it because people are bad with flowers and they're just going to kill it. And it's like, this is a stipulation in the contract. You better damn well keep these plants alive. I swear. But yeah, that's some good advice.
Yeah, that's it. So big hugs from Arizona and good luck.
Yeah.
You can always reach out to us through social or Chris@MonsOnWealth.com. We'd be happy to talk with you further.
Definitely.
This video podcast is sponsored by Mons on Wealth. The content in this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. We do not endorse specific products or services. Past performance does not guarantee future results. The opinions expressed are those of the host and guests, not the podcast sponsor.
It is crucial to consult with a qualified financial advisor or professional who can provide advice tailored to your specific needs before making any financial decisions, investments, or taking any other actions. If you are seeking specified help, you can reach out to Chris at monzonwealth.com.